How's it going tonight, guys? Here for an update video for Gregtech 5.09.22pre. I'm guessing that means that it is basically still in progress. From looking at GitHub, there's a lot of things that were merged, pull requests, bug fixes, things like that. There were some nice updates in here we'll get into. First thing in the list that I actually know what it is the diesel generator that was added. And that is this right here. Some multi-block diesel engine, 3x3x4, made out of stable titanium casings. Now, the recipe that it shows is not correct. This is something else I'll show you here in a second. They said that the recipe was an error and it is fixed on GitHub, but not in the pre-release. I just checked before I started this video. So hopefully it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as what that one is. Now that one is the assembly line. Now this one is going to take a bit for me to make. Now you have assembly line casings, which are steel IV robot arms, tungsten steel frames, and you also have the assembler machine casings, which are data orbs, energy flow circuit, tungsten steel frame again, and IV motor. The actual assembly line is the recipe that I just showed a second ago, which is the assembler machine casing, data orbs, and IV machine hull, 2 robot arms. Now, this one has a much different assembly thing, so I'm going to have fun trying to figure this one out. But I'm guessing it's kind of like the process array, except that it is for doing like a line of machines. I'm not quite sure. So eventually I'll get there and check it out. Let's see. You'll notice there were some texture changes. If you look at the turbines, so now the regular steam turbine still looks the same. The gas turbine is titanium, which goes with the pipes that it takes. The high pressure is stainless steel. And wait a minute. Somehow that got messed up as well. Large gas turbine and the HP steam turbine have the same recipe. So I'm going to have to check and make sure that was fixed as well. Then you have the large plasma generator, which is a tungsten steel. So nice new textures for those. I'm guessing that the casings might change to match that color, hopefully. Unless these change. Oh yeah, with this one it changes the casings needed, because the large HP steam turbine is supposed to take regular steel. So yeah, that's changing all the turbine casings. So when we upgrade on GT5, I'm going to have to fix my HP steam turbine. So see, now we have new turbine casings here, which use the turbine casing and then either titanium plates, tungsten steel plates, stainless plates, and then the regular one just uses the regular old recipe with the blue steel and magnesium. Alright, so another thing that was changed, this one I don't quite agree with. If you look up pickaxe, you will notice there is no pickaxe heads in here. There is only the regular pickaxe here. And then you have to go in and look through each one of these. So just about every meta item has been removed. And I'm not real big on that one because, like, if you put in, say, iron, you'll see there is no iron pick, no iron shovel, none of that stuff. And for newer players, I think it would be good to have the tools show up. But as of now, no. Let's see. I'm guessing that's supposed to make any eye load faster, run faster. Let's see. Updated the Gregtech meta tile entity processing array. I guess there was some machines it wasn't allowing, and they updated that to allow other machines. I haven't gotten into that yet. It takes a lot of tungsten steel to make, so I'm not sure which ones aren't allowed or weren't allowed that are now. Changed the wood plates burning value. Apparently that was off, so that was fixed. Ultimate, this was a really nice change, and that is Ultimate got a boost, a much needed boost in my opinion. Now see, this is one thing about that meta item thing. There's no ultimate ingots in here. So you have to go into something like, say, a long rod, which does exist, which to me is kind of strange, to find the ingot. And then you can go through and figure out how to actually make it. But if we go to, say, and see, this is strange too. You know, there's certain things that are showing up in here like a spade, long rods, but not a pickaxe. So I think there's a little bit of work that still needs to be done with that. But if we look at the use for this, and we go to the pickaxe here, you will see that it is a level 4 pickaxe now, which it was before, but look at the durability. That is a lot better than what it was, and I think the mining speed might have actually gotten a boost too. It definitely looks a little bit different than what it was. Actually, I think that level is one higher as well, because if I remember correctly, Cobalt was level 3, Manurelin or molybdenum is level 2, and when you put them together, you got the better of the durability and the better of the mining level. So it was only level 3, I believe, and now it's up to level 4. So let's look up Molly B here. And again, we have no Molly B ingot. So we got to go searching through NEI, which is very annoying. And we will find a Molly pick, which is level 2, like I thought. 7 mining speed. And then you got cobalt. These are the 2 main things in Molly that changes its durability and stuff. That's why I go by those. Alright, so you go look at cobalt, and it's a level 3, 512. So yeah, mining speed is only 8 of this, so ultimate gets 1 point better. So now it's definitely worth it if you can find some Molly to make ultimate, where before you got to use chrome to make it, and it really wasn't worth the use of chrome to make the ultimate. And now I'd say it definitely is. I need to go out and see if I can find me some ultimate. Notch apple to magic fuel. So that would be, I think, for the magic absorber. I haven't made one of these, so I'm not quite sure. I know there's 2 different ones. There's a magic energy converter, and there's a magic. Okay, the absorber is for like the egg that you sit next to it and it absorbs the energy off of it, where the converter would be putting things in it. So let's see if it actually shows the power in here. I know some things do. There we go. Magic fuels, golden apple. That is a whole lot of EU that needs some commas. And I know when you get to numbers like this, y'all in the EU and other places in the world say things a little bit different than we do here in America. But 3, so that's 640 million, if I'm reading it correctly, and you get your apple back. Now, is there also... Okay, it doesn't look like the regular ones in here. Just the notch one is in there, which makes sense. Alright, fixed an infinite mining pipe exploit. XAR checked into the coding that is in this fix, and apparently if you had multiple miners, they would mine each other's pipes, so you'd have an infinite loop of getting your pipe back. You wouldn't have to... It was a dupe bug, basically. It would dupe the other one's pipe. Biogas in a distillery got nerfed. Let's check this out here. That would be this right here. Gotta find the right one here. Alright, so distillery, you got biomass to biogas is 1 to 32. I do believe that was like 64, 60, something like that. And then here it's 250 to 8,000. I don't use the biogas that much. I like the biomass to ethanol from forestry more than I do the IC2 biogas. But I know there's people out there that like it and use it. Fix the wrong energy value for comb and crop processing. That would be this here that I set up. And if you look at the use for tine comb, you will notice that it now only takes 24 EU a tick at a much lower total rather than the 300 that it did before, which is why the machine is this one. Now, if you look at, I have put this in, hopefully it will be explained if it is supposed to be this way or not, but I'm not sure. But if you look through here, you've got, you know, a lot of them at 24, but then you have things like Sheelite, which is still the 300. Now, Sheelite is a pretty, you know, high tier, so that would make sense, except for one I'll show you here in a second when I find it. But like titanium, that's still 24. Let's see if I can find the one. It's the tungstate one is 24. This is the one I'm trying to find. There you go. Scheelite comb and tungstate, only 24. So to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it might make sense to Bloody or whoever did this change. So I just submit it to them, make sure they know it. But most of them have changed. But then you've got like platinum. It's 300 as well. And there's like 6 or 8 random ones in here that are different. Boxia, which is bauxite. You know, that one definitely to me does not make sense. But that is one heck of a change from 300 EU a tick to 24. That means it can be done a heck of a lot earlier. That can be done in a regular chemical reactor rather than an HV chemical reactor. Let's see here. Cheaper chemical string production. This one I've looked into and I can't quite figure out what it is. I'm guessing it's making string, but I'm not quite sure. Because I didn't even know there was a string production. Oh, it's this this stuff will make string, so maybe that's what it is. I forgot all about this stuff. So maybe this is what it's talking about. It's cheaper to make string that way. If anybody knows, throw me a comment, let me know for sure. Let's see, the plunger, this bad boy right here, can now empty both tanks. It'll do the input first and then the output, or the output and the input. I said that backwards. So if the output is empty, then it'll clear the input. Let's see. Make the distillation tower work with different fluids in the input hatch. Now, I'm guessing that doesn't mean that he added things to it. I'm guessing that means if you have multiple fluids in it, if you have like more than one fluid in the distillation tower, or if you have multiple inputs and one of them has a little bit of something in it, the other one has enough to actually process, that it'll check both. Where before it was probably only checking the first one, and if it had something in there but it wasn't enough to process, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't check the second one. That would be my guess. So I'm gonna look through here. Doesn't look, if I remember correctly, 12 is about what we had, so I don't think there was anything really added. I think it's just you can have multiple inputs on it. So like if you wanted to do one of these lubricant recipes in one that typically takes in your oil, you could have two inputs and then have the lubricant processing in one and have your oil processing in the other. That would be my best guess, and I will test that out when I actually get this all up and running. I'm still making some more stainless for it. Let's see here. Implemented an iBoxable for radioactive components. That I have no freaking clue what it is. So unless somebody else knows that can tell me, we'll have to wait until an official changelog comes out that kind of explains it. Enchanted books and a magic absorber was fixed, so I'm guessing it will now take them. I'm guessing it wasn't taking them, or it wasn't giving a book back. I'm not sure which. Let's see. Use. It doesn't show it as enchanting or magic fuel though. So I'm not quite sure on that. Let's see what we have next here. Fix the magic energy absorber efficiency calculation. That I really can't show you because I don't have one. Improve the neutronium for being the highest tier material. And this is supposed to be changed again when there's another material added. I haven't gotten to this point, so I can't really tell you much about it, but there's your durability. It's level 6, 7.75 attack damage, and one heck of a mining speed. This is made in the fusion reactor, so that's why I haven't gotten to it yet. Change the plasma turbine damage and added a config for it. Remove some unused recipe code. Added missing machines to the processing array. Change the brittle charcoal tool back to axe. So instead of using a pickaxe to harvest your charcoal, you're going to use an axe. To me, neither one makes sense, because if you were actually digging up charcoal from a charcoal pit, you'd use a pitchfork or a shovel. You wouldn't use an axe or a pickaxe. I've actually watched it be done. Moved B into earlier. Not really sure what the heck that is. Added Ender IO wrench support, which is cool. I don't have Ender IO in here, so I can't really look at that one. Blacklisted unstable ingots from unification. So if you were having trouble with them unifying, you won't have that problem anymore. The IC2 battery support was added, so I'm guessing you can now throw them into your battery things. Let's look and see here if they have. I'm trying to find a single-use battery. There it is, a little thing right there. So still the same recipe, they didn't change that at all, but you can probably throw these into like LV battery buffers and it'll pull the charge off. So if you got a butt ton of redstone and coal, you can use it for power that way. Let's see. Merge pull request for the fix of the miner and the diesel generator. And that looks like about it. I haven't seen a whole lot of things. I've been playing around in here a little bit. Haven't seen anything that seems to break other than that turbine change. So you definitely want to look into that if you have an HP or plasma or gas turbine in your world before updating to this one. But unless you really need the diesel generator or really want to use Ultimate, I would probably wait until 22 officially gets released. But you could definitely, put it in, check it out, see if you can find anything that needs fixed or whatever to help with the development a little bit. A little extra bug testing and squashing is never a bad idea. I'm going to get back to building my distillation tower. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.